We're looking at a nationally registered landmark, a piece of Las Vegas history in a town where buildings seem, well, disposable, where it's routine to make way for the new at the expense of what went before. So how instead does this graceful mission-style complex stand treasured amid the downtown development? I'm KCLV's Shari Singer, and I'm proud to tell you the answer to that question lies in the vision of the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency and their dedication to etch out areas of our city where everything old is new again. The beauty of buildings like this is that you can imagine the future and the past all in one glance. The potential for cultural events and meetings, and for those of our counterparts in 1936. And of course, there are the children, the ones who play now, and those who were here in a new grammar school back in 1936, replacing one that burned down in a fire.
I remember running over when the building was on fire with my mother, because we used to be able to call the operator and they'd say, "Where's the fire?" And they would tell you. You just picked the phone up, she'd tell you where the fire was.
I was there the day it burned down. So it was caught fire about 15 minutes after school let out. And a buddy of mine and one of the teachers were standing out in front here, and we heard the fire alarm and saw the smoke. We ran around the building before we got to the inside. The whole top floor was in flames. They used to treat the floors with road oil. And in 5 minutes, the top floor caved in. It started to collapse within 5 minutes. So I saw the story, and then we went to school the next 2 years in tents. They had a wood floor, tent top, had an oil heater for heat, and that's all. No coolers, no.
Well worth the wait. The new school opened in 1936. There was still no mechanical air conditioning, but fond memories include something that would ultimately be one of the school's trademarks.
Sitting in a classroom and having the teacher open those French doors.
Yes.
And they always kept the door, when the weather was nice, the doors were sprung open, and it was just delightful to be in the classroom, just to be there.
But it's more than those childhood memories of spring breezes through French doors that has brought alumni from near and far to reassemble one more time in their gymnasium. It's that their school now stands as a precious keepsake of a very different era.
It brings back a lot of memories, and it makes my heart feel good to know that we haven't imploded everything. This is still just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And unfortunately, a lot of people will not be able to experience this. And I consider myself quite fortunate, having grown up here and lived here for over 68 years. When I was growing up, I thought Las Vegas was the end of the world. There was nothing here. When we first came here, it was Barstow didn't exist, so there was Los Angeles and Salt Lake City and nothing in between.
You know, when we were young, we had the run of the place. We lived in the 600 block on South 3rd Street. It was nothing for us to mosey down to Fremont Street and go into the old bowling alley when we were 5 and 6 years old. Nobody worried about a thing.
I went to kindergarten here in 1948. Oh, good to have you back. First through the 8th grade.
Living now in different states, brother and sister Bill and Susan Cummings reunite to share the experience and see the school rehab to its former beauty, even if the old neighborhood around it has changed more than just a bit.
We lived across the street from 5th Street Grammar School when it was dirt streets. We used to just walk across the street to come to school.
Heading to the old gymnasium, looking at the beautiful hardwood floors, they'd never guess what transpired in the almost 18 months since the official floor breaking, if you will. Talk about rebuilding from the top down. This makeover included everything, from the once fire-damaged roof to below the floor, where more than 5 feet of dirt had to be brought in before a new concrete floor could be poured, so a new wood floor could be laid, to look like the old one, of course. That's a lot of work to make something look like it did before, and yet befitting an area once so special to so many.
Everything was done here. We have some old historic photos of dance nights in here and the like, but you can see over there against the wall there, that was actually the paint line from where the bleachers used to be.
Of course.
Yep. And in today's gymnasiums, you don't see all these windows. This is something of the past. That's some of the old original pattern glass from 1936 up in those steel casement windows there. But we're replacing all the windows in this entire gymnasium, so this is going to be a great space with a lot of natural light.
And with extraordinary care given to recreate even the smallest details, the beauty of what is now called the auditorium is more than skin deep. The rehab accomplished the city's own mandate for energy efficiency, and as such, earned the redevelopment agency a $10,000 rebate from Nevada Power's Sure Bet program. An audience packing the house, the Philharmonic, and youngsters from the Nevada School of the Arts performing on stage. All these make real the dream of returning the old gymnasium to its former life as a center for everything, from sports and school dances to a town hub for music and entertainment. Not quite the same case can be made for the original lockers, although you won't hear any complaints about transitioning a place where students stashed their books, neglected lunch sacks, or maybe a gym sock or two, into a beautiful gallery, a home for art and history, and for happy events where, like our alumni, future guests will gather.
Mrs. Sorensen, that's one of our school teachers. That's our younger sister, Pamela Cummings. She was born in 1950.
The public can rent the gallery space, the auditorium, the courtyards, the conference room, Centennial Plaza. We've got rental rates for all of those, and we're more than amenable to letting people hold events here at the Fifth Street School. The beauty of this place is that it's so versatile. You can use the auditorium and the gallery space for meetings and receptions. You could use the gallery space in the courtyards for a wedding reception and a wedding event. We provide the basic hardware. Folks will have to have their caterer provide the linens and those kinds of things, but the tables and chairs are part of the rental fee. For folks who are interested in renting this facility, they can contact the redevelopment agency at either the main phone number for the redevelopment agency at 229-6100, or you can call me directly here at the Fifth Street School at 229-6469.